Sofia the First, the Perfect Tea Party. It's an exciting day at Royal Prep. The fairies are choosing which student will host the annual school tea party. Sofia's new stepsister, Amber, explains that Royal Prep tea parties are really big events. They have merry-go-rounds, ponies, and even hot air balloons. Sofia has never been to a royal tea party. She just recently became a princess when her mother married King Roland. In class, Sofia's teacher, Flora, holds out a teapot. Only students who haven't had a chance to host a party should submit their names, says the fairy. Sofia excitedly drops a slip of paper with her name on it into the teapot. Flora uses her magic wand to stir the pot. Soon, one paper magically floats out. The host of the next royal tea party will be Princess Sofia, she announces. Sofia is thrilled. You can throw any kind of party you like, Flora tells her. This is your chance to show us who you are. On the ride home from school, Sofia talks about the tea party with Amber and her stepbrother James. There have already been so many big fancy tea parties, she says. I'd like to throw a simple tea party like I used to in the village. My friends and I would spread blankets on the ground and borrow teacups from our mothers. James thinks that sounds good. Amber does not. No one wants to borrow teacups, she exclaims. When it comes to royal parties, the bigger, the better. Sofia starts to think that maybe Amber is right. She spots the swan fountain and tells Bailiwick, the castle caretaker, that she will have a swan-themed tea party. We'll have swan-shaped cookies and cakes. That sounds lovely, says Bailiwick. Amber likes the swan theme, but encourages Sofia to think even bigger. Maybe Cedric, the royal sorcerer, can make the tables and chairs float in the air like swans. And the swans could put on a show. That's more like it, says Amber. Later that day, Sofia is visited by her friends from the village, Jade and Ruby. Even though Sofia is busy planning the royal tea party, she is happy to take a break and spend time with them. Let's have a little snack, Sofia suggested. I know the perfect spot. Sofia leads Jade and Ruby along a row of hedges. Then she pushes aside some ivy, uncovering a wooden door. The door opens and the girls step softly into the secret garden. It's beautiful, says Ruby. Look at all the butterflies, said Jade. The girls spread out a blanket and share a plate of cookies. This reminds me of a tea party that we had in the village, Ruby says. Are you throwing a party like this for your friends? Sofia sighs. I want to, but they expect a big, fancy tea party. That's too bad, because I'm having a really great time doing this, said Ruby. Me too, agreed Sofia. After a few more cookies, Sofia sadly says goodbye and gets back to planning her party. Ah, Princess Sofia, you're just in time to choose the plates for your party, Bailiwick says, as Sofia enters the dining room. Sofia looks at all the choices. She likes the simple white ones. Amber shakes her head and holds up a large, shiny golden plate. You need something like this, she declares. Remember, bigger is better. Sofia gives in and agrees to use the golden plates. At another table, James is happily munching on a swan-shaped cookie. These are great, he declares as crumbles fall from his mouth. You should order 200 of these cookies for your tea party and make them as big as possible, Amber tells Sofia. You need a huge swan cake too. Sofia thinks it's too much, but she listens to Amber anyway. Next, Sofia heads to Cedric's workshop. I'm hosting a tea party tomorrow, and it would be great if you can make all the tables and chairs rise just a little bit off the ground. Sofia explains to the royal sorcerer. Do you have any spells for that? Cedric points his wand to the beaker on the work table. Floticus hoover abu. The beaker twinkles magically and rises into the air. That's terrific, cries Sofia. See you at the party tomorrow. Sofia goes for the swan fountain. Luckily, the magic amulet King Royal gave her, the amulet of Avatar, gives her the power to talk to the animals. I'm hosting a tea party, and I was hoping you could perform a water ballet, she tells the swans. It would be our pleasure, replies Portia. Great! See you tomorrow, says Sofia, and rushes off to find the perfect party dress. As the royal dressmaker hems her gown, Sofia tells her mother about the tea party. It's going to be so big and fancy. Amber says everyone's going to love it. She sighs, but part of me wishes I could just have a sweet tea party like the one I used to have with Ruby and Jade. I'm sure everyone will be pleased no matter what kind of party you throw, says Queen Miranda. The day of the royal tea party has arrived. As the servants rush about, everything goes wrong. The swan-shaped ice sculpture falls off its cart and slides into the baker, who drops his tray of swan cookies, and the ice slides into the fountain, scaring the swans. The swans fly into Cedric's just as he is casting his floating spell. The tables and chairs rise off the ground and float away. Sofia can't believe her eyes. The princess regrets listening to Amber. Her party is ruined, and the guests are on their way. Sofia starts to cry. Then she spots a butterfly and knows exactly what to do. When the students and fairies arrive, Bailiwick moves aside some ivory, pushes open the wooden door, and welcomes them into Sofia's secret garden. Blankets on the grass have been set with teapots and cups. Butterflies flutter over the flowers, and all the princesses love it, including Amber. Nice job, Sofia. I guess bigger isn't always better, Amber admits. Princess Sofia, what a charming party, Flora tells the hostess. Some peppermint tea, a pretty garden, and a beautiful view. Who could ask for more? All the guests raise their teacups and cheer to Princess Sofia. Sofia is pleased to learn that even princesses can enjoy simple things. She struggles and raises her own teacup. Hooray for me.